dispense with?
Without objection.
Mr. President, not surprisingly, I have a little different take on what's been happening the last few days than my good friend, the Majority Leader, and his colleagues. Let me just explain what's been going on in Congress this week. The American people have been waiting on us to do something to prevent default. They want us to end this crisis right now. And over in the House of Representatives, you've got the Speaker of the House doing his job. Speaker Boehner's been doing the hard work of governing, working day and night to put together a bill that can actually pass the House of Representatives and end this crisis now. And he should be commended for his efforts. Well, what about over here in the Senate? Well, the contrast couldn't be starker. Rather than working the last few days towards a solution to this crisis the way the Republican majority in the House has, the Democratic majority here in the Senate has been wasting precious time rounding up no votes to keep this crisis alive. Rather than being responsible and doing their duty and come up with a bill that can actually pass, they've been busy signing people up for the not good enough caucus and ginning up opposition to everything else. Lawmakers should be working a solution to the crisis, not a blocking strategy. Our Democratic friends here in the Senate have offered no solutions to this crisis that could pass either chamber, not one. Instead, all day long yesterday, we got chest-thumping comments about how we're going to kill any piece of legislation that comes over from the House, that it's dead on arrival. Democrats are out bragging about how they're going to prolong the crisis instead of doing the hard work of trying to solve it. And that includes the president. Look, if the president hadn't decided to blow up the bipartisan solution that members of Congress worked so hard to produce last weekend, we'd be voting to end this crisis today. Instead, Democrats in Congress are still talking about blocking a solution to the crisis, and the president's rolling out new mileage standards today. Let me repeat that. Here we are a few days from when the Secretary of the Treasury says we will be in a default situation, and the President of the United States is rolling out new mileage standards today. How about this? How about a plan from Democrats in Washington that can pass both chambers, prevent the crisis, and protect Americans from a worsening economy? I would suggest to my friends on the other side this morning they start taking their responsibilities as a majority party a little more seriously. Because at this point, the only people who are disregarding the consequences of default are Senate Democrats, not the Republicans in the House, but Senate Democrats. Republicans have been doing the hard work of governing this week. It's about time our Democratic friends joined us. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
I really appreciate my